It feels so nice to be able to relax on a Saturday. Just sitting in my robe and my flannel pajamas in flannel February. That was a lot of F's there. So let's get to my low, my high, my act of kindness. Believe it or not, my low, and it's actually something I'm kind of mad at my dad about because he could have told me this a lot sooner. But my mom is finally going out to California to see her aunt who's not doing well. And the last time she tried to go, her flight got canceled because of like the weather and everything. It was actually really sad. But now she's finally getting to go. And last time before she went, I tried calling her, tell her goodbye, tell her I love her before she went, because you never know. And then she wound up not going. So yesterday, she actually did leave very early. Like her flight was like 6 o'clock in the morning or something. And I completely missed her. I mean, don't get me wrong, I was able to text her and, I did get to talk to her after she landed. She's in California, safe and sound. That's very nice. Very, very, very happy about that. I just wish I got an opportunity to, talk to her, because you never know. But, my high was I still got to spend a very nice evening with my father. My mom actually made she made mac and cheese the night before, but, we just sort of decided to finish most of it or whatever, which, it's mac and cheese. It's awesome. The reason why I didn't post a photo of it last time is because this was leftovers, and it was clearly already eaten out of, so I decided to forgo that. But maybe next time I will. Provided it was like, fresh or something. And my act of kindness was, I forgot I did something yesterday that was like my legit act of kindness. Oh right, I ran an errand for someone yesterday. Nothing too major, whatever. Really, we just had to meet up in a giant vacant parking lot. Don't read too much into that. I was actually giving them a box, 2 really big, long boxes, heavy boxes. So nothing crazy, I swear. Anyway, good morning and happy Saturday, everyone. So we're here. We're at Super Bowl weekend. And I'm sure everyone is eagerly counting down the minutes until kickoff. I know I am. Tomorrow it's going to be rather, quiet. I'm probably just going to spend watching at least the first half of it with my father because, I kind of live far away and such. So with that in mind, I actually want you to picture something. It's the day of the big game, and kickoff is well within 24 hours. Most of your party arrangements, specifically the food, because we all know food is the best part of the party, are prepared. But you're missing that one thing to make it feel complete. Perhaps you have a guest or two that aren't vegan, but they really would rather have vegetarian options. And yes, you could always do a veggie platter. Veggie platters are great. I love baby carrots. I love celery. I love, bell peppers and everything that also cauliflower, broccoli, everything that comes on a veggie plate. So I'm a big fan of those. But at the same time, you also want this to be a heated item, a hot item. Something that if you cook for a little bit too long, it could burn the roof of your mouth the instant you take it out of the oven and eat it. Well, ladies and gentlemen, I have the solution for you. And it's actually a mom food. Not just any mom food. It's actually a mom food that was made by my aunt who lives out in Wellesley, Massachusetts. For those of you who don't know, Wellesley is a small sort of suburban area right outside of Boston. So they don't really live that far from Boston. And you're probably thinking, okay, so your aunt made something that could work here. Is it easy to make? Why, yes it is. How many ingredients does it take to make this dish? 4. How long do you put in the oven for? 30 minutes to a half hour to 60 minutes. So 30 minutes to 60 minutes, depending on what you're liking. Okay then. What is it supposed to be? It's actually a dip. Specifically, artichoke dip. Now you're probably thinking, oh, artichoke dip? Well, here's the thing though. There's no spinach in this. This is just artichoke dip, not spinach artichoke dip. You see, there's clearly a difference, you see. You're thinking, okay, it's only 4 ingredients. What are these 4 ingredients, you might be asking? Well, believe it or not, it is actually, I might remember the recipe by heart. Because I have made it myself before. I mean, I can't make it as good as my aunt. Obviously, she has that magic touch. Anyway, if I remember correctly, it consists of 1 cup of mayonnaise, 1 can of artichokes. If you can get like the artichokes that are like in flavored oil or something, that actually works better. That you have to, and then you have to chop the artichokes after you take them out. 1 can of diced green chilies and 8 ounces of Cabot brand Monterey Jack cheese, shredded. And you put it in the oven for 60 minutes to, or 30 to 60 minutes, somewhere, or until it gets all bubbly and melty and to your liking. In full disclosure, it took me until I was about in my late teens to try this for the first time, partly because it was just one of those, because I really was a picky eater, and I really only saw this dish maybe once a year. But as I got older, I finally, gave it a chance. Actually, I'm wrong. I think it was in like my late 20s when I finally tried it for the first time. So not that long ago. And I'll never forget when I truly started appreciating it, because I actually started appreciating it like just this last summer when we were together up at Cuca Lake. Oh yeah, remember I may have alluded to a certain dish I was going to do a Mom Food Chronicle on? This is that dish. A video I was going to do a Mom Food Chronicle, this is that video. This is that mom food from my aunt from Wellesley, Massachusetts. And the first thing you'd notice right away is the smell. It's intoxicating. It encompasses the whole house in the best possible way. Like, I mean, especially in the kitchen. I walk in the kitchen, I'm like, oh, that smells so good. And it is. It's creamy, gooey. You get some chunks from the artichokes and the green chilies. You also get some heat from the chilies as well, the diced green chilies. Even mild ones have heat too. So think about that. And you think it would just be so simple. You think there would be more to it than just these 4 ingredients, and you bake it for at least a half hour, 350. But that's really about it. And it's great. In fact, I mean, if you recall the other day, I actually alluded to thinking, could it be possible to make a full course menu of life based entirely on mom foods? While I'm still on the fence about about doing something like this, especially when I still don't know the name of that one dish I talked about. Remember the pasta dish, or sort of like a cream sauce and penne and prosciutto and asparagus tips. Which, before I continue, I have to say, you guys have done a really great job and been very supportive in trying to figure out what that is. Thank you very much. I very much appreciate that. Thank you. Give you 2 thumbs up there. So, with that in mind, well, actually, I should say one last thing about that. Technically, I don't really need to know the name. I just wish I could sort of do it proper and give it a name, anyway, now I can go back to now we can get back to our regularly scheduled program. So, all right, I'm talking about the artichoke dip in the full course menu. If I ever were to do a full course menu made entirely of mom food, this artichoke dip would be a contender for the hors d'oeuvre. I'm not going to straight up say that it is, because in all fairness, there is one other hors d'oeuvre that did come before this. And it was the one made by my late grandfather. Seriously, I really would like to know what that pasta dish is, because I really would like to start doing those mom foods as soon as I could. Well, actually not as soon as I could, but whenever I can. But regardless, this artichoke dip is top notch. It's simple to make. 4 ingredients, really easy to put together. Doesn't take that long to bake, 30 minutes to an hour. And again, it's vegetarian. Yeah, there's no meat in this whatsoever. I mean, it's not vegan. I mean, there's eggs and mayo, and there's obviously milk was used to make the Monterey Jack cheese. Although, they do make vegan mayo, and they do make vegan cheese. But I don't know if it would be the same, though. Especially when, let's be honest. I live here in the Northeast. Hellmann's is king up here when it comes to mayo. So you gotta use Hellmann's. Although I wouldn't be opposed to trying to use Duke's at least once. I hear Duke's is supposed to be... Oh, I've had Duke's before. I actually enjoy Duke's. But, I live in upstate New York. It's gotta be Hellmann's. As for... Yeah, I don't know if you're ever going to be able to find a vegan Monterey Jack cheese. Especially not one that's a Cabot brand. For whatever reason, they just have a way with doing cheese. I don't know what it is. In fact, full disclosure, I mentioned my mom's mac and cheese. My mom uses their Cabot brand seriously sharp cheddar when she makes her mac and cheese. That's the cheese she uses. It actually helps give it that distinctive flavor that it has. Again, the people over at Cabot just have a way with cheese. I don't know what it is. But regardless, this dip is very simple, very easy, very delicious. Seriously, that dip was practically inhaled when my aunt made it last summer. At least I'd say about a third of that was for me. Yeah. Okay, I don't think I really ate that much of it, but it was still really very, very, very good. And you're probably wondering, okay, what sort of chips do you dip it? Do you put in this dip? Actually, whenever we've had this dip, crackers have usually been the way to go. Specifically like those club butter crackers. They're like mini rectangles, kind of like a sort of. I can't really make a rectangle of that small cracker size. You get the idea. They're in the big green box, or some store brands can do the exact same thing. Just go with something like one of those, something buttery, something sturdy, obviously, because this dip can potentially be very thick, especially if you get like a few chunks of the diced green peppers and the artichoke in it. So, fair warning. So something sturdy, again, like a club cracker, maybe a saltine. We never really tried it with saltines before. Again, Ritz crackers. Ritz crackers are another good dipping vessel. So there you go. You have at least 2 dipping vessels, club crackers and Ritz crackers. That would be perfect for this. So there you go. And again, it's guaranteed a bunch of you have mayo in your house. You kind of got to go out of your way to find stuff like the diced green chilies, the artichokes, and the Cabot brand Monterey Jack cheese. I don't know if my aunt's ever actually shred. I want to say she used the pre-shredded stuff, but I don't know. It's hard to say. I've never actually seen her make it. I just know the recipe. And because I'm such a nice guy, due to the fact that it is Super Bowl weekend, and you probably are going to find You're going to need more party foods than what you probably already got because it's a Super Bowl. You got to go big. I'm giving you guys the recipe for you to try yourselves. So there you go. One of these days I really should make it just for me. Like chips and like crackers and dip for dinner. That would be it, you know. I don't know if I would actually do that. I mean, maybe someday if I get desperate, but for right now, I can guarantee you my aunt's legendary artichoke dip, very easy to make, only 4 ingredients, bakes in 30 minutes to an hour. You know, get yourself some club crackers or Ritz crackers and have a mini party out of that, I guess. And again, it's vegan. So in a piece is it's vegetarian. It's vegetarian. It's vegetarian, not vegan. It's not vegan. I mean, you can be vegan if you use vegan mayo and vegan cheese, I guess, but it's definitely vegetarian. So if you have any vegetarians out there, this one's for you too. Like, favorite, share, the subscribe button, follow me on the social platform using YouTube. I'm your home. This video for all of you guys watching. Enjoy for the name of a wonderful, wonderful Saturday. Remember, you all talk channels. We here to land. You always be back. Take care and make good choices. See ya.